Good afternoon. For this 19 News Special Report, I'm Amy Stroud. We're going to take a break from our regular programming for just a moment to bring you the latest information from a live press conference that is going on right now in Corbin City Hall regarding the explosion at the CTA plant that occurred yesterday morning at about 8 o'clock in Corbin. As you will remember, a press conference was held yesterday afternoon where Corbin Mayor Scott Williamson and other emergency officials were discussing the situation and the condition of those inside the plant at the time. We will go now to Channel 19 reporter Pamela Woody, who is at Corbin City Hall, where the press conference is just about to start. It possibly is not underway yet, but we'll go now to Pam, who is via telephone from City Hall. Pam?
Hi, Amy. As you said, the press conference will begin in just a few moments. Joe Bradshaw, who is the Knox County Emergency Management Director, he will be holding the conference here. So hopefully we can find out some more information from that here in just a few moments.
Now, do you have any idea at all what he is expected to say? I know yesterday they couldn't confirm anything about what caused the explosion. Is there any rumors circulating in City Hall today that that may be released?
As of right now, we have no information concerning that.
Now, do you know who else will be speaking? I know yesterday Mayor Scott Williamson was there, several other officials, a representative from CTA. Do you have any idea what they will be speaking about?
No, once again, right now we haven't found anything out. All I know right now is that Mr. Bradshaw will be opening up the press conference here shortly.
Now, they did, as I mentioned earlier, have a press conference yesterday afternoon, and typically they don't have two press conferences within this short of time unless new information has circulated. I know at this time you said you're not sure what they will be speaking about, but do you have any idea of any new information you've heard since you've been at City Hall this afternoon?
Well, we haven't really heard of any new information, but we do know that there are some people here from Washington from the chemical management team that they are going to be investigating this. And as he said, it could take months, maybe even a year before they get their complete reports finished.
Now, what about the environment there now at City Hall? Is there a lot of confusion? People, of course, press, I'm sure, obviously, a lot of confusion about what's going on. Are people anxious to know what will be said?
As of right now, there's not a whole lot of chaos going on right now. There are reporters from the local papers as well as some other television stations that are on their way to get set up. So hopefully we can all learn a little bit more here in a little bit.
Now, there was a press conference also held at City Hall at 10 o'clock this morning. Do you know what was talked about there?
Actually, I don't. Unfortunately, I wasn't here at that time, so I haven't heard any reports about it as far as this morning, but hopefully we can learn a little more this afternoon.
Okay, Pam, thank you very much. I know we're just kind of leaving you there. You're not sure what's going on yet. We will continue to keep everyone updated until the press conference starts. We'll be anxious to hear what everyone has to say regarding what happened yesterday exactly at the CTA plant. People are unsure at this time what caused the explosion. I think that's the main concern right now.
Yes, that's the main concern, is to eventually find out what did cause this, but hopefully when the press conference starts here in a few moments, we'll be able to let you listen in on some of that.
Okay, thank you, Pam. We'll keep with you until it starts.
Okay, thank you, Amy.
Stay on the phone with us. Thank you. We're going to take a break right now while the hopefully press conference starts underway. We'll continue to keep on the phone with Pamela Woody as she will keep us informed of what's going on. And as soon as the press conference starts, 19 News will bring it here to you live on Channel 19.
But we're not rolling. We don't have them. Okay, go to black line. Go to black line.
solution, but more importantly, she saved me $11. Oh!
Environmental defense. Get green.
By keeping my car regularly tuned, I save money on gas and repairs. That also means cleaner air. You know, feels good to help save the cash, planet.
Environmental defense. Get green. For more tips, go to getgreen.com.
Experience authentic Southern dining in a relaxing atmosphere at the Athenaeum Restaurant located inside the Cumberland Inn and Museum just off I-75 at exit 11 in Williamsburg, Kentucky. Try our chef's nightly special, delightful buffet, or order from a variety of menu choices served to you with Southern hospitality by Cumberland College students. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner served daily. For reservations, call 1-800-315-0286 or 539-4105.
For those of you just joining us, this is Channel 19 News Special Report. We are getting ready to, any moment now, join Channel 19 reporter Pamela Woody, who is at Corbin City Hall. We are awaiting for the live press conference that was supposed to start at 3 o'clock, but apparently they're running a little late with that. But as soon as they start, we will bring you into that live press conference. Now, yesterday, as I mentioned earlier, a press conference was also held at Corbin City Hall, and they just talked about what the current situation was and the current condition of the people who were inside the plant at the time. No one has confirmed exactly what happened that caused the CTA plant to explode. There was some rumors reported that some cyanide gas had leaked into the air as a result of the blast, but that has not been confirmed and is not true at this time. We are hoping that today at the press conference that will be something that will be discussed and talked about what exactly is happening. The footage that you are seeing is courtesy of WKYT News and WYMT News stations. This is an aerial view from the plant. Yesterday they were not allowing any of the media to get anywhere near the plant at all, but this footage was taken yesterday. And I think now we are ready to go back to the phone with Pamela Woody, who is at Corbin City Hall. Pam, are you there?
Yes.
The press conference, are we getting underway there?
As of right now, the press conference has not yet begun still.
You had mentioned earlier that some of the people that would be speaking, can you go over that with us again?
All that I know as of right now, Joe Bradshaw will be starting out with the press conference. He is the Knox County Emergency Management Director.
What about Mayor Scott Williamson? Is he there today?
I actually have not seen him, but that doesn't mean as of right now that he will not be speaking here today.
Okay, Pam, thank you. We know you're keeping up with us, letting us know what's happening at the moment. Now, I know I'd asked you earlier that you aren't sure about anything that will be talked about today, but we all are anticipating what could possibly have caused the plant explosion. Any rumors about that at all?
So far, we haven't heard anything, but as I said earlier, there are people here from Washington, and they will soon be beginning their investigation as to what happened.
Now, do you know why people from Washington are here working on this? I know yesterday at the press conference they did say the FBI was involved because there was an explosion.
Mm-hmm. Well, because there may have been chemical release and chemicals were stored at the plant, I'm assuming that they're just wanting to be down here and to check out everything and make sure everything's okay.
Okay, thank you, Pam. We'll keep you on the phone as soon as the press conference starts. Do you know why there is a delay with the press conference? It was to start at 3, correct?
I think they were actually waiting until everyone gets set up. They've actually come into the room now, so I'm going to head back in and see what's going on right now.
Okay, thank you, Pam. Again, we'll continue to wait with Pamela Woody on the telephone. The press conference should start at any moment now. We'll go to a couple commercial breaks while she prepares for that, and the press conference will hopefully start when we return. Stay with us.
Two numbers that you will
Seriously.
Plastic ones last longer.
Pork bellies close steady due to speculation that demand for bacon-related products.
Read me this one, Daddy.
The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
Just off I-75 at exit 11 in Williamsburg, Kentucky, the Cumberland Inn offers the finest in food and lodging with spacious suites and rooms, plus banquet rooms and conference facilities for your special events. The Athenaeum Restaurant offers a delightful buffet, as well as a variety of menu choices for your dining pleasures. while at the Cumberland Inn, stop by the Cumberland Museum and Gift Shop. For reservations, call 1-800-315-0286 or visit our website.
Properly inflating my tires burns less fuel and saves me money on gas. Yeah, I'm saving Mother Nature from pollution, but more importantly, she saved me 11 bucks. Ow!
Environmental defense. Get green.
By keeping my car regularly tuned, I save money on gas and repairs. That also means cleaner air. You know, feels good to help save the cash, planet.
Environmental defense. Get green. For more tips, go to getgreen.com.
Experience authentic Southern dining in a relaxing atmosphere at the Athenaeum Restaurant located inside the Cumberland Inn and Museum just off I-75 at Exit 11 in Williamsburg, Kentucky. Try our Chef's Nightly Special, delightful buffet, or order from a variety of menu choices served to you with Southern hospitality by Cumberland College students. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner served daily. For reservations, call 1-800-315-0286 or 539-4105.
For those of you just joining us at 19 News, this is our special report of where we are awaiting from the live press conference that is happening will be happening in just a moment at Corbin City Hall regarding the explosion at the CTA plant, acoustics plant that happened yesterday in Corbin about 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, yesterday at the press conference, CTA Representative Jim Thoma, he said there were about 150 people in the plant when it exploded. The materials section of the plant was actually what had exploded, and again, they're unsure what happened that caused the explosion, but only 44 people of the 150 were taken to area hospitals, and many of those were flown to burn units, UK, Vanderbilt, UT, different places such as that. But only 11 were critically injured, so a terrible situation, obviously, that happened in Corbin yesterday, but it could have been a lot worse. 11 people critically injured from 150 inside a plant. Again, that could have been very worse. And I do think we have some footage from yesterday that the media were able to get in. They closed off, obviously, all areas of the plant within a mile radius of the plant, so the media, the press, no one, even the residents could not get to their homes yesterday. But about 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon, emergency officials did say that residents could go back into their homes. So after they were in their homes, they were allowed back in. Now, I do think we're going to Pamela Woody now, who is at Corbin City Hall, where the press conference is just getting underway there. Pam?
Yes. Yes.
The news conference, are we there?
Yes, the news conference just has started right now. Brian Reams, the Emergency Management Director from Laurel County, is speaking right now. I'll see if you can listen in here.
Okay, thanks, Pam. Now again, at the press conference, everyone who is speaking will make a statement, and then the press will be allowed to ask questions.
Our environmental contractors assured me that they don't have any problem proceeding that we've not already addressed. The civil team is now gone. The air monitor and air sample when we went back over there after the police office this morning was all fine, just like it was when they did the first one. So they're now gone. We've downscaled tremendously from what we were this time yesterday afternoon, and it'll be a slow process from here on out. The alcohol, tobacco, and firearms people have assured me that as soon as the investigation is complete, they will share with me their findings, and at that time we will put y'all out a release as to what they found as to be the cause of the explosion. As Joe said, we don't have any change in the patient's condition. We've not heard anything other than what we briefed y'all on this morning. Again, I'd like to echo to the mayor of Corbin, the county judge in Laurel County, Judge Patrick in Whitley County, and on behalf of CTA, because I have spoken to them, Mayor, that they're tremendously thankful for everything that's been done, y'all's support, and they stand ready to do whatever they can do to cooperate with us. Okay. This time I'll turn it over to the CSPP.
Thank you, Brian. I think it's both Brian and Joe. The site has changed quite dramatically from where it was yesterday and where it was this morning. Different activities are taking place right now. Investigations are in full bloom. As you stated in the full bloom this morning, there was team that went in with ATF, the Chemical Safety Board, the fire marshal. They were guided by a facility person with knowledge and skills of the facility. That's the beginning of the investigative phase of this sad story at the CTI facility. Chemical Safety Board will continue to have its staff working diligently around the clock on this investigation. We are coordinating our efforts with ATF. We'll be sharing all of our skills and our knowledge in a team of investigators to get to the causation of this problem. And we'll report back when we have something of substance to report back to people. Everything is very preliminary right now to give specifics because we're still ascertaining the situation.
But the other thing that I might add to what he just said, I have spoken to the ATF about when they think they will be to a point that they're going to be done, close to being done. We know that we're looking through tomorrow, and we've discussed the possibility of Sunday. Okay, once they're done, we're still not going to have to report on what's happened. They're going to have to meet. They're going to have to sit there and talk about everything, look at photographs, look at measurements, and come up with a decision as to what's happened. Okay, but we know that we're looking at having the ATF, Chemical Safety Board people, State Fire Marshal, and State Police around probably throughout the weekend, finishing up the investigation. Mary, do you have anything to add?
I think the thing, of course, as we all know, most paramount is the condition of those patients. With that said, we still have to realize there are lives that have to go on. And I know that CTA is now in discussion, trying to figure out how to get up and running with whatever contingency that may be, whether it's that facility or any other facility. So several of you have had some questions about state in that area, and there are discussions ongoing. Of course, can't get into all of them, but there are quite complex discussions going now to help them as they proceed along to be ready for whatever contingency they may face to get their operations up and running. So the help of state and federal government has been tremendous in that area. Again, as I said, keeping in mind the overall concern of all of us is the health and what's going to happen to those patients. But there are other discussions going on because those things have to be faced, and they are being tackled on several angles or areas. That's really all I'd say.
We'll take a few questions, and then we need to get back over to the side if I had any questions. I know it's the same thing I told you just one night today. So they were wanting to be last time to make that decision.
So when will that be?
When they reoccupy the building, as soon as they meet the OSHA requirement, the site safety plan as to how they're going to re-enter the building, and it is deemed that the building is safe to withstand them coming back in, they can reoccupy. And whether they can get a structural engineer is that today or not, I don't know. But it's going to be their call from this point forward when they go back.
And did you, last night you said you were going to remove the 4,000 rolls of material in the area. Is that the process?
Yes. There is still a couple, and I'm saying a couple, I don't know for sure a number, but there is still a number of those rolls that are inside the building, that are in a safe area, that are smoldering. Those rolls have not been moved because we don't want to impede on the investigation. Once the ATF, Chemical Safety Board, and all the investigators have done their thing, then those will be removed. But they are not causing a problem this time.
But some of them have been.
The majority of them have been removed. I can't tell you an exact number, but there's been truck loads removed.
I'm not sure what time it is.
My understanding is plants that store dangerous chemicals as part of their normal routine are required to follow local regulators, master plan.
Yes, sir.
Is that on file?
Yes, it was.
Can you get one?
No, sir. If you want a copy of it, you will have to contact them to get it. They're the one that has to disseminate that out to you. That would, I can't answer that question right now. I've never had anybody request one of those. If it is, I'll be glad to produce it for you, but I prefer you go to the company to get that. Yeah. But I think that will change, okay? I don't think they've isolated y'all forever. I think that now they know what's going on, and they're going to produce you some fresh releases, and they'll be back in the ballgame. They had to step aside, and some decisions were made. That's pretty much what they did.
My last question. When your folks arrived, all you really do is fire, right?
Right. We knew there was a fire. I told you this morning. We knew there was an explosion. We knew we had numbers of victims injured.
Before the firefighters came?
Yes.
Were the firefighters specifically trained or they have enough information about what was there to know how to spray water on it, like make it worse, or they treated it as an environmental problem?
We knew when the pace went out that we were facing a hazardous material incident out of the country. We knew we were facing environmental issues. We knew we had a large fire because we were told that on the initial page. The response of the fire department could have not been any more professional if it had been in New York City. Outstanding job of the building wouldn't be standing today. It would have been on the ground.
Has the National Guard released results from the air sampling?
All the air sampling was way below the permissible exposure level. I mean, we're talking on the ammonia, 6 parts per million was the highest it ever done. That's way below.
But if you'll remember this morning, you made a statement someone had a comparison. It's 5 times below what a shift worker in 8 hours
Right.
exposed to. That's right. I believe that's right. Yeah, because I think so.
Brian, in a community like this where everybody knows everybody, or most of a lot of people are wondering about the victims, exactly first. We've had a lot of calls at our station about it, wanting to know who, because everybody knows somebody that works at CTA too. In fact, we've had such an amount of calls. Please help us by releasing those names or who the appropriate person would be.
You know, I was told to work or maybe it was the Herald.
I have to tell you, the on-scene commander, I cannot tell you the first name of one person that's in to this point.
What agency, who would we need to go to for that? Because I don't think that information.
Well, and Brian, to be honest with you, and I accept, and I'll be talking to hospitals and finding out conditions, but I'll be real honest with you. I don't know the names because I didn't want to know the names. Because I wanted to make sure the families in this situation contacted, everything was taken care of.
I don't believe the hospital, just because the Station Privacy Act, they won't do it.
Right. I think most of the media has respected the families of the injured victims.
Yeah, and I have to commend all of you all for that.
At this point, you know, if CTA, maybe you could pass the hint along, if they could release their names, it would really be helpful to us and radio. We've had so many calls, practically begging. I'm going to start giving somebody else's number.
Don't give them mine.
Very good. All right.
Let me say this about you folks. We've faced a situation before. I'm not here. We've seen, you know, when you say I've seen it all, it's well as you have a couple of things like that. But you all have really exemplified tremendous professionalism.
When I leave here, I will go back and I'll talk to CCA and see if they will disseminate a list to the administrator. I'll do that for you all. I can't make them do that. I can only ask them to do it. Okay? And I think that they could probably help the families with friends and neighbors that don't know that somebody's injured. If they would go ahead and do that, and I'll make that recommendation to them when I go back.
Thank you.
I think you have to get people worried about it, other than that work. The community,
They're working on it right now.
Another thing on the victims too, but let me say this on behalf of the mass service. Those names are probably available to us through those agencies that if probably we need to the release from them cannot have to do patient confidentiality. So I feel like I'm like Brown. I think the appropriate place it probably needs to come from is from the planning center.
Has anything been set up for the victims?
We had Darren Rambo with the community crisis response team that has been on site today. He was with the team out of Frankfurt, and we did meet with company officials this morning. And I got to speak to Darren briefly before we had to go back to Frankfurt. I do think they are working on an arrangement to help with families or to make, like this, to make the counseling available if they would like it. Would be their choice, and also to the other employees. And also, I spoke to him, and I think through Laurel County EMS, John Holt, the chief up there, he has been talking to him. I think there's probably going to be some intervention down there by the crisis team with the emergency workers, and so they're probably maybe debriefing or debriefing. I can speak to that directly. There may be a evening or debriefing set up sometime first couple of days of next week. That will be for the medical workers as well as fire. Anybody that's been involved in as far as the scene work dealing with victims, that will be available to hospital personnel. So that is underway, and there is some intervention underway for the families too. Again, that's been worked out between the company with community crisis response.
State Unemployment Service, I understand, setting up an area out there. These are maybe now to help intervention there. Also, on another note, the back at Corbett set up a relief fund. We almost got that. I think it's more than someone, but I think there's been several $1,000s, $5,000 from the CBA authority given to that fund that's back at Corbett. So there's a lot of things that are already underway. So I'm sure they'll be more.
The federal EPA still remains on the same. Yes, they are still doing air sampling. Nothing has changed at this point. The federal EPA is out there investigation. And we do have the capability locally to do that air sampling through a hazmat team out of Laurel County. But we were fortunate that the civil support team could come in and give us an immediate lead that I told you this morning. I'm sorry? Right. And when they got here, that's when we need. I mean, it wouldn't matter if it's here fire occurred. You have to reach a certain point before you're in a situation where it needs to be done. And if it was necessary yesterday morning, we would have performed it locally. The cleanup contractor has the capability to do it. As I told you this morning, they were on site really quickly. We have the capability to do it. We were on site. It could have been avoided had all information been disseminated from one location and not another agency on their steps to put out stuff that they didn't know what they were talking about. And that's as point blank as I can do. I didn't say which agency, but to make that very clear. Yeah.
Well said, right.
And I've worked with the media for 18 years, and I think y'all can trust what I tell you. And there were some reporters that called me, and I cleared it up immediately. We had a TV channel that we made 2 or 3 attempts to get it cleared up with before we were successful. And I can tell you that there will be a critique done after this thing is all have anything to do with it. Because when you have information from 4 or 5 places, you're going to have error. And we don't need error and panic when we have an incident like we had today.
Well, think about the ripple effect of UK medicine. As you take special precautions based on what turned out to be erroneous information. You know, then the effect that side or us here or one is
All the way to left.
UK medicine. I mean, that's what can happen. I like Brian on it.
Mayor, we have one of these translated folks that might be available during this time.
I can't answer that question. I would just say that full services of unemployment officers will be, and they've already been in contact. I don't know when they'll be able to.
Any other questions? Okay.
You mentioned, unfortunately, there's emergency plan in place for a time like this.
Yeah, the Kentucky law requires any plant that stores a reportable quantity, several different reportable quantities, depending on what chemical that they store, that they file that plan with the local emergency management agency, the local fire department on a yearly basis.
My question is, the plan that's in place that goes is supposed to do.
Yeah, I think that considering the situation that occurred at that point is not really better. You know, those people are just like the people that I work with every day. They're family, whether they're family or not. They will face the worst situation they could ever face in their life. And it could have not been any better.
Again, thank you all for your professionalism. That's no question for you. We thank you so much for your professionalism.
And let me say this before you go. If anything changes over the weekend, you will be notified. Don't sit around and worry about when something gets from you or not. Because you all are on our side. We have to depend on you properly.
The press conference has now concluded here in Corbin, and hopefully a lot of questions for some of the local media have been answered.
Thank you, Pam. That was Channel 19 reporter Pamela Woody, who will join us in just a moment for more information of what's happening at the press conference. Now, we have been listening to a live press conference from Corbin City Hall as officials have been making statements which will hopefully answer some questions and shed some light on maybe what happened at the CTA plant yesterday that caused it to explode. Now, I understand that, I know that it's hard for you all to hear what's going on. There are a lot of technical aspects that go into doing a live press conference over the telephone, but Knox, a member of the Knox County Management Center did comment on the response teams yesterday that came to the scene at the plant. He was quoted saying they were more professional than New York City and that he couldn't be more pleased. As of now, they're not releasing any of the names of people who were injured, but again, another representative from the Knox County Management Center said that as soon as anything happens or anything changes over the weekend, they will make sure to let the public know. So right now, Channel 19 is going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will join Pamela Woody, who again is at Corbin City Hall, and she will shed some light on what happened at the press conference, since I know it was difficult to hear. We'll be back in just a moment.
Plastic ones last longer.
Pork bellies close steady due to speculation that demand for bacon-related products.
Read me this one, Daddy.
Okay, honey. The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
Just off I-75 at exit 11 in Williamsburg, Kentucky, the Cumberland Inn offers the finest in food and lodging with spacious suites and rooms, plus banquet rooms and conference facilities for your special events. The Athenaeum Restaurant offers a delightful buffet, as well as a variety of menu choices for your dining pleasures. While at the Cumberland Inn, stop by the Cumberland Museum and Gift Shop. For reservations, call 1-800-315-0286 or visit our website.
Properly inflating my tires burns less fuel and saves me money on gas. Yeah, I'm saving Mother Nature from pollution, but more importantly, she saved me 11 bucks. Ow!
Environmental defense. Get green.
By keeping my car regularly tuned, I save money on gas and repairs. That also means cleaner air. You know, feels good to help save the cash, planet.
Environmental defense. Get green. For more tips, go to getgreen.com.
Experience authentic Southern dining in a relaxing atmosphere at the Athenaeum Restaurant, located inside the Cumberland Inn and Museum, just off I-75 at exit 11 in Williamsburg, Kentucky. Try our chef's nightly special, delightful buffet, or order from a variety of menu choices served to you with Southern hospitality by Cumberland College students. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner served daily. For reservations, call 1-800-315-0286 or 539-4105.
Thank you for joining us again here live on Channel 19 as we just were listening into the live press conference which has just concluded at Corbin City Hall, where they were discussing the explosion at the CTA plant yesterday. Now, you just saw on your screen a blood drive for Jimmy Lemmings. We will talk about that in just a moment. But right now, we're going to go back to Corbin City Hall with Channel 19 reporter Pamela Woody, who just sat through the press conference, and as we mentioned, it was hard to hear, so she will be able to tell us exactly what was discussed today. Pam, are you there?
Yes, Amy.
Now, Pam, as we mentioned, it was very hard for myself and viewers to hear as well. What was the themes of the press conference today? What did they shed any new information on what's happened?
Okay, I'll recap just a little bit. As of right now, they still do not know any cause for the explosion and the fire. But Mayor Scott Williamson spoke, and he said the first concern right now, above all, is the victims of the explosion yesterday. And as of right now, there is no change in the condition of any of them. Also, Brian Ream spoke, the EMS director from Laurel County. He said the EPA is still down here. They are still doing some air sampling tests. As of right now, the results that they have from those tests have proved that there are no hazardous chemicals in the air, which is a tremendous relief to everyone. Also, too, the state fire marshal, as well as some other officials, members of the Chemical Safety Board, are still down here doing testing and working to learn as much information as they can.
Now, if it has been concluded that there have been no chemicals released into the air. Why are the EPA and state fire marshals doing testing at all? Do you know?
I'm sorry, can you repeat? I'm losing contact with you.
If it has been concluded that there are no chemicals that have been released into the air, do we know why the EPA is still there doing air testing? Is that just a precautionary measure?
It's just still some precautionary measures. They just want to make absolutely sure of everyone's safety down here. Brian Reams said that yesterday, as soon as they received the page that the accident had happened, they knew that there would be environmental factors involved, and they did call in environmental help.
Now, it was, just to make sure I heard this right, a Knox County Management Center official did say in regards to the response that came yesterday that they were more professional than New York City, and he couldn't be more pleased with their performance. Was that true?
Yes, he said that everyone responded wonderfully to the accident. Just as soon as they heard the information, everyone was there. They were in place. They knew what to do, and all of their training paid off. They all responded wonderfully.
Now, anytime something like this happens, of course, there are lots of rumors that begin to speculate what caused it, what happened, people injured, what's happening to them. Did he say anything about, I know you said they're not releasing the names or the condition of the injured, but did they mention anything at all about possibility of people recovering?
Well, once again, they said that the condition of all the victims is their paramount concern right now. They have not actually released a full list of victims' names, but hopefully Mr. Reams said he was going to work on talk to the plant to see if a list of victims can be released, and hopefully people can find a little bit more out about the condition of everyone.
Now, management teams did allow people to come back to their homes about 5 o'clock yesterday evening, is that right?
He did not specifically say what time people could come back, but they did know that after a lot of their testing, it was safe in the environment for people to return back to their residence.
So people are still in their residence right now? No more evacuations? Everyone is back in their
homes? As far as we know right now, there have been no more evacuations, and everything is pretty well back to normal as far as where people live right now.
Now, has there been anything said thus far about where they will go from here? You said this will continue to be a long investigation, possibly years.
Yeah, it could take up to a year to get all of the reports and all of the investigations complete. As of right now, all of the officials who are still down here, as I mentioned, the EPA and the Chemical Safety Board, they are going to begin their investigations and just, proceed as they normally would with this type of disaster.
Are there expected to be any more press conferences? I do know that someone, I'm not exactly sure which official that made the statement, but he did say if anything changes, they will make sure to let the public know, let the press know. Do they expect anything to change over the weekend at all?
Well, they didn't seem to expect anything to change. Hopefully everything will go according to protocol. But they did say that this was the last scheduled press conference as of now, but if anything else did come about, they would contact the local media and set up another press conference.
Now we'll go back to talk about some of the victims of the explosion yesterday. One, a Williamsburg resident, Jimmy Lemmings. Have you heard anything about him at all?
No, actually I haven't. As I said in there, they really did not know any of the patients' names because they had not pursued themselves to find anything out. But once again, Brian Reams is going to try to contact CTA Acoustics and see if they themselves can release a list of victims' names.
I know, Pam, a lot of these questions are very repetitive, but we just want to make sure that we understand exactly what's going on. Did anyone from CTA speak today? I know at yesterday's press conference a representative was there. Did they have anything to say, a representative from the plant?
Actually, there was no one here today to speak that spoke at this press conference from CTA.
Okay, is there any other information that you think that's important to share? Again, it was very difficult to hear. We want to make sure that we have everything straight so far.
We just want to reiterate that even though the EPA is still down here, all of the testing that they have done so far, air levels and anything in the air is fine right now. There is nothing hazardous, nothing pressing right now. And also, too, the conditions of the victims have not changed, but hopefully we can learn a little bit more about them as time goes on.
So just to reiterate what all you have said, there has been no confirmation of anything poisonous, hazardous being released into the air. The EPA is still there taking air samples just as a precautionary measure. People are still in their homes, and the main concern right now from Mayor Scott Williamson and everyone is just the victims?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Pam, very much. We know you've had a lot of information to get there. Thank you. We're going to take a quick break for just a moment, and when we come back, we will talk about Williamsburg resident Jimmy Lemmings and the blood drive that is held for him today. We'll be back in just a moment.
Plastic ones last longer.
Pork bellies close steady due to speculation that demand for bacon-related products.
Read me this one, Daddy.
Okay, honey. The less art kids get, the more it shows. Are yours getting enough? Art. Ask for more. AmericansForTheArts.org.
Just off I-75 at exit 11 in Williamsburg, Kentucky, the Cumberland Inn offers the finest in food and lodging with spacious suites and rooms, plus banquet rooms and conference facilities for your special events. The Athenaeum Restaurant offers a delightful buffet, as well as a variety of menu choices for your dining pleasures. While at the Cumberland Inn, stop by the Cumberland Museum and Gift Shop. For reservations, call 1-800-315-0286 or visit our website.
Properly inflating my tires burns less fuel and saves me money on gas. Yeah, I'm saving Mother Nature from pollution, but more importantly, she saved me 11 bucks. Ow!
Environmental defense. Get green.
By keeping my car regularly tuned, I save money on gas and repairs. That also means cleaner air. You know, feels good to help save the cash, planet.
Environmental defense. Get green. For more tips, go to getgreen.com.
Experience authentic Southern dining in a relaxing atmosphere at the Athenaeum Restaurant located inside the Cumberland Inn and Museum just off I-75 at exit 11 in Williamsburg, Kentucky. Try our chef's nightly special, delightful buffet, or order from a variety of menu choices served to you with Southern hospitality by Cumberland College students. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner served daily. For reservations, call 1-800-315-0286 or 539-4105.
We're back here on 19 News, where we just concluded the live press conference held at Corbin City Hall, where we talked about what possibly caused the CTA explosion yesterday, and officials at this point are not sure. We talked with Channel 19 reporter Pamela Woody, who was at the scene and brought you the press conference live. But right now we're going to talk a little bit about Williamsburg resident Jimmy Lemmings, who not only is from Williamsburg, but he also worked at the CTA plant in Corbin. Now, we do have his name, of course. He was a victim of the explosion, and he was burned on over 95% of his body. He is one of the worst victims at this time that they are releasing, and blood drives will be held for him. One was held today at Lynn Camp High School in Corbin. That took place today. It's going on right now. For those who would like to donate, can do that at Lynn Camp High School. Now, this blood drive was scheduled before today, but since the explosion yesterday at the plant, and since Mr. Lemmings needed the blood, they've decided to go ahead and have this blood drive for him. Now, also 2 more blood drives will be held for Mr. Lemmings, one on March the 7th and one on March the 18th. Now, a different angle with these blood drives are that if you do choose to give blood for Mr. Lemmings, when you go to these high schools to do so, you can give your name. And once you do that, give your name and tell the people there that you were there to give blood for Jimmy Lemmings. And if over 200 pints of blood are received for him, he will not have to pay for any blood that he has received. Now, thus far, he's already needed 20 pints of blood, and he is currently in Vanderbilt Hospital in Tennessee. Now, as always, Channel 19 will keep you updated on this story. We will have more information tonight on the news live at 5:30. So for more information on the CTA plant press conference, the blood drive, as well as any other information regarding this story, please join us tonight live at 5:30 for this and other news. And as always, we'll be right back. Thank you.